everyone. Welcome to the live stream. How's everyone doing today? Hey, Ryan. Hey, Sebastian. We got another Ryan in the chat. Welcome. This is sort of a last minute stream. I didn't think I was going to go live today. I haven't really been feeling that great. So I probably seem like a little tired right now, but I figured you guys always cheer me up, so why not hop on here for at least a little while. Don't know how long we're gonna go. Hey, King Billy. Hey, Ray, welcome. Let's get into some Scream talk. Maybe some Scream theories. How many of you here were here the other night for the Scream 2 watch party? That was fun. I just scheduled my Scream 3 watch party. I don't know if any of you have noticed it. I just scheduled it for a week from today. I just scheduled it like a few minutes ago. I posted it. So hopefully you guys can make it next week. It's going to be on Monday, kind of early, at least for my time. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I chose to do that because I know there's a lot of people who live all over the place. And there were a lot of people who couldn't make it to the Scream 2 watch party because of the time of day. You know, if it's like early evening for me, for some people it's like 3 a.m. So hopefully 3 p.m. next Monday is a good time for some of you. Old school, like Billy and Stu. Nice. Quoting Charlie Walker. Hey Stu, you just made it. We're just getting started. Yeah, the Scream 2 watch party was a lot of fun. So that's why I didn't really want to hold off on the Scream 3 watch party for too long. I want to hang out with you guys and make it through the franchise. Definitely looking forward to the Scream 4 watch party because that's my favorite sequel. Don't know exactly when that one will be. Maybe sometime next week also after Scream 3's watch party on Monday. I hope you'll be able to make it. Hey, because movies. Ryan says, I heard that Gale Weathers might have a more important role than Mark Kincaid for Scream 7. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I mean, Gale's been a major player in every single movie. I hope we see Mark Kincaid, but I could kind of see him not playing that big of a role. Maybe just like a couple scenes, maybe just the opening scene. I guess we'll see. Hey, Russell. Glad you can make it. Yes, please. Give the stream a like if you guys don't mind. Subscribe if any of you haven't subscribed to the channel already. I'm sure most of you here are, but in case there's anyone new, please subscribe to the channel. My goal is to get to 10K subscribers by the end of 2024. So we have some time to make it there. I'm almost at 9K. I should get to 9K shortly. I'm less than 50 away from 9K. So once we hit 9K, we have 1,000 to go until my goal. And I have said before, if you also can help me get to 15K, I'll get a ghost face tattoo and document it for YouTube. Roman Bridger, director and brother. Scream 3 is going to be hilarious. Apparently, Sydney wears a wig the whole movie because she was also filming another movie. Yeah, I've heard that. It honestly doesn't look like a wig to me. It does look like a weird haircut, but it looks real. But I have heard this before. One thing I noticed is that Wayne is probably the only Ghostface who doesn't hold a knife when unmasked. Interesting. I mean, technically, he doesn't unmask, I don't think, but I guess you just mean like when he's revealed. If you're still looking for summer movies, try In the Mouth of Madness. By the way, you look tired. Yeah, I am tired. I was just saying that at the beginning of the stream. Haven't been feeling great today. I was resting all day. Wasn't really going to stream today, but I figured I will just jump on here for a little bit. So you guys always make me feel better. Hey, Zork. Welcome. Glad you can make it. Yeah, Ray, I'm super excited for the Scream 4 watch party. Hey, Trey. Hey, Alex. You should get a Stu tattoo for reaching 15K. We'll see. Hey, Paula. Hey, Jamie. What do you think is the worst opening to a Scream movie? Interesting. It's tough because they're all good. I know a lot of people don't like Scream 4's opening scene. I like it. Maybe my least favorite is Scream 5, just because there's not an actual kill, which I do appreciate them doing something different and kind of changing things up. And, you know, if they wanted there to be a survivor for the opening scene, fine. You know, Tara could have survived and gone on to be like one of the main characters in the movie. But I do think someone should have died. Like maybe she should have had a friend there with her and her friend died, but she survived. Ryan saw Longlegs yesterday. How did you like it? I heard a lot of people are liking it. It was David Arquette's idea for Gail's weird haircut. Really? I haven't heard that. Thanks, Stu. I appreciate that. Ryan's review for Longlegs is, while there are some plot elements that could have been handled better, Longlegs is a creative and suspenseful film thanks to Nicolas Cage's unhinged performance and Perkins' unique direction. Interesting. Yeah, I heard Nicolas Cage was really good in it. I am a fan of Nicolas Cage, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. Alex says, do you know the name of the guy who runs the YouTube channel Beyond the Mask? I like his content, but he does not seem to be on the stew train. I am familiar with the channel. I do usually watch their videos. I'm not sure what his real name is, but I don't think he's on the stew train, unfortunately. Thanks, Jamie. Yes. If you have not given the stream a like yet, please do so. Thanks, Ray. Yes, Jamie. I am looking for like summer movie recommendations. Doesn't even have to be a horror movie, just anything with summer vibes. Hey Melvin, what's your favorite scene in the Scream franchise? Definitely Randy's rules scene in the first movie. My all-time favorite scene. So iconic. What do you think is the worst scene in the Scream franchise? My least favorite is the Scream 2 scene when Sydney's like practicing for the play. I don't know why, it's just something about it is like very boring to me. And I kind of tune out every time it's on. The other night I asked you about the Scream posters on Twitter because I'm going to frame it into a poster. But I needed your choice because you're all Scream. Nice. Well, thanks for asking. They were all pretty cool, I remember, but the one I picked was definitely my favorite. Ghostface95 says, I just realized Mickey had the highest kill count out of any live-action Ghostface. He had 7 kills in the movie, but since he was a serial killer before the film, that must mean he had another 3. At least 3 more, yeah. That's a good point. Hey, Screen Fun. Have you seen the trailer for Scream 96? Of course. What's your favorite horror movie from this year? Honestly, I haven't seen that many of the new ones that are coming out. I know there's so many, and they're all on my watch list. There's so many that I want to see. The only one that I can think of that I've seen is Abigail. And I really enjoyed that one. I remember last time we mentioned there has never been a blonde killer. Same goes for a killer who is a person of color. And then you said unless you count Jason as a killer. I do count Jason as a killer. I know that Hallie was supposed to be originally was going to be the killer in Scream 2 before they decided to change it. She would have been an interesting killer. I like Hallie's character though. I think she's a good friend to Sydney, so I kind of like keeping her as like a good character. Do you think Randy should have lived just as long as the trio? Yes, I would have loved for him to survive at least a little bit longer. I would have loved to at least see him survive until Scream 3. Obviously, back then, you know, they always intended to just do the 3 movies. So I would kind of understand if they were going to kill him off in the 3rd one, not knowing that one day they will continue the franchise. Yeah, it's a shame. I feel like he was killed way too soon. I wish he at least made it to the Scream 2 final act. Sucks. Have you ever seen Near Dark? It's an 80s vampire movie with Bill Paxton and Lance Henriksen. That's a great summertime watch. I have not seen it. I'll have to check it out because I am a fan of like all of that 80s vibes, vampire movies, and Bill Paxton. So I will definitely have to check that out. Thank you for the recommendation. Hey, Luca. Do you think Stu was in love with Billy? It's possible. They kind of give that vibe a little bit. I think Matthew Lillard has said that he's like a fan of this theory. Abigail was so good. A great mix of From Dusk Till Dawn and Megan. Yeah, I enjoyed Abigail a lot. Sebastian says, I think that Scream 7 will take place at Roman Bridger's house. I mean, who knows? The new movies do mirror the original movies in certain ways, so I do kind of suspect that we could go back to Hollywood in general, but I guess we will see. Is Stu still alive? Absolutely, 100%. Thanks, Luca, for hitting subscribe. I appreciate it. Imagine a Sandra Bullock cameo in Scream 7. Interesting. I know, is anyone here a fan of Practical Magic? That came out in like 1998, I think. Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman star in it. It's a witch movie. And they're making a second one, which I'm super excited about. I agree with this because movies. I think Randy should have saved Sydney at the end of Scream 2 instead of Cotton. Then potentially Sydney and Randy be a couple in Scream 3. I would have absolutely loved that. It sucks that they were not a couple in Scream 2 because there was this deleted scene in the first Scream. I don't think it was ever filmed. I think it was just a part of the script originally, where at the very end of the first movie, Randy asks Sydney to go out with him and says, do you want to go see a movie sometime? And she says, sure, just not a scary movie or something like that. So it would have been nice if they dated in Scream 2. But yeah, I agree with this. He should have saved her. We have a super chat from Zork. Thank you so much, Zork. In a world where Roman reached out to Sydney instead of Billy, I can totally see Jill begging Roman to get her into acting. I mean, she wanted to be famous one way or another, but I guess she didn't want to work. She didn't want to put in any work to get a job or be famous other than, beating herself up and killing a couple people. Thank you so much for the super chat, Zork. I appreciate you, and thanks for moderating, as always. Let's see. Hey, Tyler. Tyler says Scream 6 would have been twice as cool if Quinn, Jason, and Greg were the killers, with Jason and Greg wanting to finish Richie's movie, while Quinn just wants revenge and she is dating Jason. Interesting. I mean, that definitely would have changed the vibe of the movie. If Jason and Greg actually, like, were ghost faces in the whole movie. Lucas says Scream 2 was best. Ghostface95 says, hot take, Charlie has a higher chance of being alive than Stu does. The knife was shaking around when he was stabbed, so it could have missed the heart, and he didn't have many injuries before that. I mean, I still think Stu has a higher chance of being alive. I do think there could be a chance Charlie's alive. I have talked about these theories on my channel before. There was a time where I really believed this theory that Charlie's still alive. I don't really believe it anymore. I would love to see him return. I love Charlie. He's definitely in my top 5 ghost faces. If any of you have not seen my Charlie theory videos, please go check them out. They're in my Scream Theories playlist. They're from like over a year ago at this point. They were some of my first videos I ever did on my channel here. So definitely, if you're interested, go check them out. Hey, Dim, welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for the super chat. Ever seen the anime trailer for Scream 6? Amazing. I have not. I'll have to look it up when the stream is over. Thank you so much for your super chat, Dim. Always coming through on the streams. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's see, where are we in the chat? Jamie says, I love practical magic. So do I. It's so nostalgic. Russell says Practical Magic was a fun movie. And Ray says Practical Magic is on my list. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. For some reason, it gives me summertime vibes. I honestly can't remember if some of it takes place in the summer. I do know it kind of ends on Halloween. But for me, it's a good movie for like transitioning from end of summer to the fall season. So I'll probably watch it next month sometime in August. I kind of start getting into the fall mode in August. Hey, Armani. We need a returning character to be Ghostface. 100% with you. I want it to be Stu. But if not Stu, I'll take Jill. I'll still be devastated if Stu doesn't come back, but Tyler says Scream 7 should take place in Hollywood for Christmas, where the Ghostface killers film their kills over the dark web, with all of them taking inspiration from Roman and even wear his mask. Interesting. I definitely would like to see it take place during Christmas time. There was a rumor a long time ago at this point. I think this rumor was back last fall, before we got news that Melissa was fired and Jenna quit. So we found that out in November. around Thanksgiving time. And at least a month before that was when we heard the rumor that Scream 7 is going to take place during Christmas. So don't know if that's true. If it was true at one point, maybe they've changed their minds. You may have seen it before, but Lake Placid is a fantastic summer watch. I've seen it many years ago when I was like super young, so I definitely could use a rewatch. It has crossed my mind lately that I should watch that one. Tyler says, I said it before, but I am certain Christina Carpenter helped Billy and Stu with the murders and framed Cotton, but gave up since she had to take care of Sam. I'm with you, Tyler. I've talked about this theory a lot on my channel. I think Christina Carpenter is super sus. I think there's way more to her than we know. I agree. I think she knew what was going on back then in 96. She was in love with Billy, and I think she liked that dark side of him. And, you know, we know that Christina is a big fan of horror movies. Ghostface says this in the opening scene of Scream 5. And Billy and Stu were also a huge fan. And they used to watch horror movies back in the day to take notes. And I'm sure Christina was hanging out with them watching horror movies. I think there's a good chance Christina could still be involved. I think because, you know, I think Stu's still alive in hiding. And I think Christina could currently be helping Stu. I've done a lot of theory videos on this. So if you guys are interested, definitely check out my Scream Theories playlist. Stu says Charlie has a huge chance for being alive. I wish. Do you want a killer to get caught before they get a chance to reveal themselves? A main character sees them putting the costume on or taking it off and catching them another way. Yeah, I would love that. Definitely would be something new for the franchise. Yeah, I definitely think we should shake things up a little bit. I agree, Jamie. I always felt like Practical Magic was set in late summer. Tyler says, I want Scream 7 to have something to do with Roman and his connection to Sydney. He does not get enough credit or mentioned as much. I mean, yeah, I always like when there's some kind of connection to the past. I'm not a huge fan of Roman, but if they did connect it somehow to him, I'm sure I would enjoy it. Maybe, you know, mentioning Stu again, maybe Stu was in contact with Roman during the events of Scream 3. In the first Scream movie, have you seen the girl in the green shirt who was a guest at Stu's party? Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think this is Craven Something Scary's pick for Christina Carpenter. I don't know how I feel about that. I have my pick for Christina. I think she was in the hallway at school, walking past Billy and Sydney, and she's named Chrissy. I hear Chrissy, but a lot of other people say they actually hear her being called Christy, like with a T in there, which actually seems a little bit more like a nickname for Christina, even though Chrissy is also. So that's my pick. Did you see Beyond the Mask news from the last 2 days? I didn't watch all of it. I started to tune into the first video that came out like yesterday or the day before. I didn't finish the video, and I didn't watch the video from today. Honestly, it's just when it comes to rumors and stuff, I I can't get myself to be that interested because it's just been months and months of rumors. I am just waiting for something solid and official. I kind of started to tune in to the video because I was like, okay, maybe I should report on this a little bit since Scream 7 news has been very scarce. But I'm not going to lie, I just wasn't that interested when I was watching the video because it started to say something like, it's not going to mention the previous sequels, which I don't know. I just don't think that's big enough news. Like, oftentimes, a new sequel doesn't even really talk about the previous sequels that much. So, I don't know. It just didn't seem worthy of making a video on it. Ghostface could have been lying about Christina liking horror movies. True. We never know what's the truth. But I'd like to think it's true. I don't see a point in Christina Carpenter being in Scream 7 if the core 4 isn't going to be in 7. That's fair. I get it. I still think there is plenty of space for her, though, even without her daughters being in the story. Because, like I said earlier, I do think she is involved with Stu currently, and I do believe Stu's going to be in Scream 7. So she could be his partner or just helping him out. I don't know. She also has history with Sydney. They went to high school together. They dated the same guy. Maybe she wants revenge on Sydney for killing Billy. She was in love with Billy. There's a lot of different possibilities. I honestly believe Christina enjoyed the dark side to Billy and even killed tons of girls off screen. As the third killer, that would make a good callback in a future movie. Yeah, I would love to find out a little bit more about Christina, find out something from the past that we didn't know before. So, Randy even says it's all about going back to the original, finding out something you thought was true but isn't true, or whatever the line is, just finding out something you didn't know before. So maybe Christina was involved. Yeah, I'm happy that people are being a little positive about Scream 7. I do know that Beyond the Mask mentioned in their video that they think the reason they haven't announced anything yet, any official news for Scream 7, is because they don't want any more backlash, and they're going to kind of wait as long as they can until the stuff with Melissa Barrera kind of is more forgotten about. I don't know. Hopefully we find out something soon. I do think I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to start wrapping up. Just a quick one today. I said earlier, I'm not really feeling great today. Wasn't even going to stream at all, but figured I would just jump on here for a little bit and hang out with you guys. What's tomorrow? Tuesday. I probably will stream tomorrow. I'm not sure. It'll probably be an early one. Early for me, at least. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you hanging out with me. Thanks for making me feel a little bit better. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your evening.